Hey y'all, welcome to Other Realm Studio. I'm running a little bit late tonight and I'm not sure how much time I'll have to actually talk since someone's being very chatty in the next room. So I might end up having to go ahead and shut off the mic again, yeah. So not I haven't had time to plan out anything today. I have a few ideas and it's fine, though. It really is. Happy Easter for those of you that celebrate it. Um, oh dear, there she goes. Yeah, so I will be turning the mic on and off probably a lot tonight. So I think what I'm probably going to do is something easy. So, oh goodness, there she goes again. Okay, so I think things have calmed down a bit in the background right now. Somewhat. And maybe not. Okay then. So I thought I'd do something relatively easy. For me, anyway. I'm working with more blocks of color with um, than with trying to do line art, which is a little bit tricky for me still. Thank you, autosave. Let's see. And I'm also pretty decent at doing girls and horses. What can I say? I was 14 once. So I'm just going to do a quick underpainting tonight for, really I don't know what this one's for. But here's Becca petting a colt. It doesn't appear in issue 1. Sorry. I was trying to read real quick and find out which issue it would be exactly. Oop. Um, I'm thinking it's around 3. That looks a bit awkward right there. Let me take that back off. And I'll work on that later. Oh, there we go. Oh, I'm going to need to put some background here if I'm going to make this horse white. Otherwise he'll just sort of blend into the background and I won't know what I've painted. I'll need to put that on a separate layer though, or else I'll have the smearing issue going on. So we'll just pop a new layer. We'll hide these that I've already started, and I'll put something somewhat neutral in the background. I guess a brown will work. We'll pop that down there at the bottom. Okay. And get back to work. Where were we? We were on white. Nope. Not on that layer though. Okay. Let me get my head back together. Goodness. So, happy Easter. Hope y'all had a great day today and yesterday. Easter is about hope for the future and redemption for the present. So that's appropriate. So right now what I'm doing is I'm just blocking in the basic colors so that you get an idea of the form that we'll be working with, and I'll be going into much more detail later. And ideally I'd be doing each of these in different layers if I don't want them to cast onto other colors. But I think if I'm careful enough, it won't run in and smear too much. We'll be okay. We're all gonna make it. So let me see if, oh, there it is. Took me a little bit to catch up on Facebook. And hey Leslie, how you doing? Yeah, it always takes me a little while to get Facebook chat to boot up. And I can't get the YouTube chat to work at all. So there's kind of a little bit of an issue with trying to do an art stream in 3 different places at once. There's a way to keep an eye on all the chat at once, but I haven't got around to working that out yet. So let's see. I'm going to put a little bit of the mane on this little colt. And see, this is a warmer color for the eye. Just to mark where it is, because right here the ear of it is getting a little, there. The ear of it is getting a little bit blended into the rest of the white. So I just need to cast a little bit of shadow for its edge. And I'm going to come up here to Becca's face and work on that. I can move to a smaller, maybe not that much smaller, a smaller brush and zoom in a bit. So this is going to take a lot of back and forth and stuff. And I do a lot of blending. So what I need to remember is exactly where my features are right now, and then I can work on making it more of a realistic skin tone in a little bit. So the program I'm working with is called Clip Studio Paint. I got the EX version, which has some animation features in it, which I'm pretty excited about, but I haven't had a chance to play with very much. So this is the phase where things look really weird and ugly, but that's okay, because I'm just going to keep working with it and blending it, and it's going to work out. It's just like doing makeup. Things look weird to start. Let's see. What's my density here? I think I can bring that up. So I'm really excited about my comic because it's getting closer every day to being able to get in that order to the printer and have my copies made up and shipped. I can't believe it. I've been working towards this for so long. And what's even better is that so many people have, said that they want a copy, and they've contributed to the campaign and signed up for a pre-order, and I'll be able to get them their copies. I've sent out some review copies, got some good reviews. Also found At least one person for whom it is not his genre. And that's fine. It's not going to be for absolutely everyone, but I do appreciate that he gave it a shot. But it is a little bit more of a character-based plot. The plot has to do, it's driven by Becca's actions because of the kind of person she is and the kind of person she grows into being. I cannot just have her just be the one to do the things just because she happens to be the only one left standing or whatever it is. I can't do it. Why? There's a purpose for everything. And she's put in this place for a purpose, and the way she chooses to go about it drives the action. It determines whether things are going to be okay in the end or not. I'm going to blend this out a good bit more. Nope, not with that one though. And this tone in here in the face, yes, it looks like way too much blush right now. But it's going to be blended out. It's gonna turn into a much more natural tone overall. It just looks like too much because there's not that many places where there's different color on the face yet. Hang on, here comes autosave. Thank you, autosave. Now let me get back to what I wanted to do. Alright, and let's see, I might have to leave for a second and go shut a door because there's the TV on in the other room, and I don't know if y'all are picking up on that or not, but I can hear it, and the mic I have is pretty decent now, so probably you can. So I needed to get the shape of her face and jaw correct, and it's gonna take a few tries because, well, I'm having a little difficulty concentrating for one. And I don't have everything marked out correctly on the rest of her face yet. I'm working on it. I'm getting there. Let me see. Get this back in. So, I don't know. Maybe I should have her eyes open for this bit. Whoa. So, if I have a little bit more of an expression here. That looks good and creepy with the eyes erased out. And I'm going to come in here. And blend this down. This doesn't need to have harsh lines in it yet. And let's see, we'll put the white. And probably what I'll do with the iris and the pupils is put them on a separate layer and then you know, flatten the layers in, because it's really difficult to do without smearing around what I've already done with the rest of the eyes. Okay, so I think she's going to be a lot more expressive with the eyes open a little. And expression is everything, really. So this side's going to have a lot more shade in it. And I'm going to make some marks that look completely like I'm destroying the entire thing, just to mark in where the shadow is supposed to be. We'll have the shadow up in the upper right hand corner. And we'll follow the contours of her face right here. Come up under the jaw and alongside here. So now we've got a little Picasso going on here. And I'll fill that in for more of the shade. Let's see. And because this cheek is rounded, it's not all going to be in shadow. Probably a shape a lot like that is going to remain in the light. So here we're still just blocking out. It doesn't matter what direction the brush strokes are in yet. And then along this side, there's going to be a lot more shadow along her neck and up under her ear. And I'll come back in and blend that more later. So I'm going to use this kind of a pale orangish color to hit some highlights up here along her eyelids. And move right along to the lighter yellow color. And this will just be more of the skin tone. Like if you've ever mixed a few different shades of makeup, you'll know that some shades have different undertones. And other times, the light will hit your face in a certain way and give you a completely different, tone to your skin. Uh-oh. For some reason, my pen was bouncing around, and I don't know why. I hope that's not a trend that continues. Okay, now so now I'm going back to the basis for Becca's skin, which is Deep Skin 2, and I'm going to make this a little bit more of a gentle transition. From the shadow to the rest of her face. Okay, let me wring out my wrist. And go back to the blend. So I'm going to gently try and blend through all these layers of color that I've put down without carrying too much from her hair or from the eyebrows. Let's pick that back up again. The undo function is a wonderful thing. Alright, and blend around the edges of the yellow right here. So now you can hardly even see where it starts to become a more of a yellowish color, but it's still there and it's still adding dimension to the skin and a natural glow. But yeah, I spend a lot of time thinking about makeup. I don't spend a lot of time wearing it, but I do think about what it's supposed to be doing. So, painting, as it turns out, I like painting more than line art. Probably because, as it turns out, I am slightly better at it. I can make a lot of minuscule changes and build upon layers and go back and forth without having to completely undo what I've already done. We'll make this a natural blended patch of light here. I mean, I guess it'll catch a little bit of the shade of the hair. See, this is going well. This is easier. But when I'm working on paper, or you know, in real life, line art is a lot easier. I'm pretty decent with pencil, and also with a quill pen, like a little calligraphy pen, the really fine point. So, yeah, I'm not quite sure what's going on. Why the transition from real materials to digital is so different for me. It's kind of weird. Alright, so I'm going to move to a much smaller brush and make sure that I've got more paint on it. And I will be working on the lips to see if I can get this shape right before I go, because it is about time to go already. Let's see, where are we at? We've got a little bit of a darker coral color. An interesting thing when you're drawing lips, none of it is going to be a straight line, and your upper lip is going to be longer than your lower lip, and it should usually be darker as well. And also, when you're moving from dark to light, your colors are going to look drastically different against a dark background and a light background. So that's something to keep in mind as well. Let me see. And then the other thing that I have to keep in mind is what Becca is supposed to look like, as opposed to just making the lines look believable. So I have to also try to keep her on model. There goes autosave again. Okay, so I need to bring this up, bring out, let's see, I need to go into my additional colors and find a browner tone to this coral color, which, easier said than done. I don't really want to use the wheel here to mix colors. Not for this. I think that'll work. Maybe. But then we also have this mauvey pink color. So I think that's enough color values to where I can blend it gently with a smaller brush and get something I can use. So I'll be coming back to this one, I think. That's possibly a little bit too pink overall. So I have to think that one over a little bit more. But if I can use this blend tool, the fingertip blend, which I like it, it makes it easy to pull highlights along in a realistic way. Okay, and then if I go over this with a lighter stroke, let's see, let's pull that back where it was. I'm on the wrong thing. Let's see, where's our density of paint? We'll make the paint a lot lighter, make the amount a lot lighter, and gently go over this, and that'll tone down the whole thing. So we'll use a darker color for the upper lip. And go back to a lighter color for the lower. So I think what else I need to do here is pull the density back up in the amount and put in more of a shadow up underneath here, because currently the lips are still looking a little two-dimensional. Oop. So yeah, I'm gonna have to come back to that one. I mean, I had it looking pretty decent, but it didn't have the right shape. So back to the drawing board on that. Let's see. Right in here, I think that if I take up the volume on the lower lip, I think I've got it. I think I figured out what I've got going on here. Let's see. Pull that back. It's going to be right in here. And as always, when I'm doing tiny lines, I gotta be quiet for some reason. So let me zoom out of that. I'll do fit to screen. Okay, well, that wasn't as bad as it was looking when I had it like right up in my eyeball. But let's see, it's already 10 o'clock, so I've got to go. Oh, hey, Deborah. Not sure when you popped in. I was concentrating. And let me see. What else can I do? I think I'm going to take down the volume of the hair. Yeah, a lot. That looks more reasonable. Okay. So that's all I have time for tonight. I hope you'll stop by my Kickstarter for my comic, Soulbound, Issue 1, Adrift. It's a portal fantasy adventure about Becca, who is flung into another world of magic and monsters. So, I'm going to put the link in the chat, or at least I think I am. Or you can look on my other live streams where I have successfully put it in the chat. And, hang on, copy. And yeah, if you can stop by there and give me a like and a share, let me know what you think of the project. Back it if you like. I would love to find a lot more readers for it. I think it's a great story, but of course I do. I mean, who doesn't want a great story about, things that are myths in this world that actually live in another? And, what would the implications of that be? There. I don't feel like I can leave her without eyes. Sorry. I know I gotta go, but that was bothering me. Let's straighten that up so she's looking in the same direction. Good gracious. There. All right. Thank you for staying with me, keeping me company while I do my art. And I hope you stop by, see what I've been working on. You can also visit my website at www.otherrealmstudio.com. And good night. I'll see you in the other realm.